URT, who are we? URT. This is the URT. We are the URT. Welcome to the URT. This is the URT, people. Big up and welcome to the URT. Anaylis starts. Somebody help me out to spell. Bloody hell, being dyslexic is hard, people. Welcome to the URT, people. I know we're a bit late tonight, but listen, I've just been to see the film Sinners. Boy, oh boy, URT. We are live. I'm just sending out a tweet. We are live now for the Brentford vs Manchester United preview. We also got the Sackingfc in Ineosglazer out of Disgrace for sacking over 200 more people. F1 Anaylis starts. What a joke. That's all the headlines tonight, people. Analysis. Let me just look up this word, how do you spell it? Analysis. Right. Anyway, we are live now. There you go. Big up. I've done it. Tweet is out, people. Tweet is out. How are we doing, people? How are we doing? It's a late one. But yeah, I had to go and see that film with some friends. It was really good. Really good. And this ain't going to be a very long show. But big up to everybody. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, man. We are family. I got all my URT army with me. There you go. We are. Big up, people. Apologies for the late one. Like I said, went to watch a film called Sinners. Boy, oh boy. It was an interesting film. Those of you who want to watch it, go and check it out. If you like vampire films and stories, go and check it out, people. But big up to everybody. Yeah, Brentford. The reason why I am doing a preview, some people are not even doing a preview, is because I'm hoping that we get to see some of the youth. I really hope that he plays the young players. I really hope we get to see at least 3 or 4 young players in the starting lineup tomorrow. I think it'd be really, really good. Get that fraud, oldie gaff, out of my... Sabiasi, talk to me. Sabiasi, I think you're all being a bit harsh. I really think you're all being a bit harsh. I think he's a fantastic player. I just think the way Arteta he's doing what Arteta wants him to do. It's not give the ball away. I don't think he's that crap. I really don't think he's that crap. I think players lose form. Players are on form. Players lose form. But I think you guys are a bit too much. You all jump on the bandwagon. Odegaard helps your build-up play. He drops into your back 4, picks up the ball into the third, then up to the last third. Now, and number 10, you would want him to stay up the pitch and just be there. And what you need to get is get a couple of players so Odegaard can just do it in the last third, other than dropping down, helping them with the build-up, coming through the the midfield, and then the third. I think that's what you need to do, because a lot of games when I watch your team, he drops back to the back 4 and picks up the ball and builds play, combines in midfield, and then comes to the corner where he likes to connect and combine with Saka. I just don't think he takes enough risks. For me, you have to take some risks. You have to take shots. You have to try, especially when a team is sitting back. Like the last 20 minutes of the game against Paris Saint-Germain, Paris Saint-Germain sat back. He should have prodded. He should have tried to prod. That's what he should have done. He should have tried and prodded. That's what he should have done. So for me, that's the big thing. He should have tried and kind of like prodded. That's what he should have done. So yeah, big up, love. But big up same for the super chat. Sinners is rubbish. If you want a good vampire with Blade and Wesley Snipes, Sinners is not rubbish. He didn't understand it, bro. Sinners is saying a lot more. And a lot of people who don't understand the film, I understand if the film's not for you, but Sinners is saying a lot. It's saying a lot. And it's not, to me, it's not even about the vampires. The vampire is a metaphor for something else. But yeah, big up to you and love. PSG made 10 changes, Nura. Lol. Tonight. Wow, that's crazy. But big up Jamie Assey for the super chats. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Brentford. Obviously, you know how Brentford play. Let me just send the link to see if some of the people are awake, man. Let me see if I can get Lesso and maybe Sean or some of the boys to drop in. Let's see. Maybe Asif. If you're awake. If you are free and awake, jump on, bro. Yeah, people. But yeah, I thought it was crazy. Let me just get this. If you're free and awake, jump on. Let me just send this one to Luwani as well. Let's see what happens. Let's see who gets back to us. Yeah, let's see. But yeah, I mean, I'm just like Brentford play really good football. Brentford for me are one of the most interesting football teams in the country because tactically their coach, he is a very flexible coach. They'll play different styles depending on what's going on. Honestly, I really like watching them. Some of their games is never boring. It's never boring. Never boring. Never boring. And some of their players is in Burma, what a player he is. Honestly, what a player. What a player he is. Some of their starting lineup, some of their players in their team, really, really good. Really, really, really good. Yeah. Not easy to play against, people. Not easy to play against. So big up the Brentford, man. Brentford ain't no joke, people. I like Imbermo. I like Wissa. I like the combinations. I like the Danish guy in midfield. I always forget his name. He's quite a big player for Denmark in the Euros. I like the other Danish. Yeah, there's so many other players. A lot of others, they got 1 or 2 or 3 Danish players, but just the front three, how they connect and how the midfielders connect and how the defenders connect, how they use the set pieces, how they get the ball forward quickly and quickly as possible, how they have shots on goal. Honestly, it's such a very fluid style of football. Nuruddin, let me come on the stream. Well, send me a tweet on Twitter and I'll message me on Twitter or tag me in a tweet on Twitter and I'll see. Big up to you, but big up to you. If we lose tomorrow, it's not. I do not care. It's about Europa. Nuruddin, let me come on. Yeah, are you on Twitter? Let me verify. Can you be verified? Are you on Twitter? Let me know. Is anyone else asked if you lose tomorrow? Yeah, I am. I am. Yeah, Nondigard. Yeah. Damsgaard. Yeah, really good players. And then they got the other tall lad in midfield as well. He's a good player. But yeah, Nondigard and Damsgaard, both of them really, really good. Really, really good. But Wissa and Umbermo, what a season they're having. What a season they're having. Okay, you might be somebody. You've used the code word there. Let's see. Maybe I can send you the link. Yeah, jump on. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, come on. Come on. There you go. Send the link. I won't be bothered if you lose as long as we don't lose convincingly. For me, it's about the younger players, and I hope the young players get opportunity, and I hope that they go and progress. But I still want a team to be competitive. We can't just leave everything on the Europa. I don't want to finish 17th. I think there's a big difference finishing 13th or 14th than 17th. I think there's a big difference. I've not given up on the Premier League. I've not in terms of like try to win it, but it's still the season. and Manchester United are going to finish the lowest. But I don't want Manchester United finishing 17th. That is embarrassing. It's beyond embarrassing. I want Manchester United finishing 17th, 18th. There I am trying to break stuff. I want Manchester United finishing 17th or 18th, people. Sorry, 14th or 13th. There's a big difference for me personally. Who do you think will start? Well, we'll have a look at the probable team news and see what happens. But yeah, we'll have a look at what the team news, what they're saying with the team news. But it's going to be very interesting. Going to look at possible lineups for tomorrow. But it ain't easy. This is what they're saying, who's going to start. This is the possible team, but I think we need to start some of the younger players. I think some of the younger players should play. Some of the young players should play, like Kone. But this is what they reckon. This is what the starting lineup is going to be tomorrow. Let me show you guys. Can you see? This is what the possible. So this is what's predicted lineup. Unana, Delit, obviously Delit and Dalo, they both need minutes. So yeah, they're gonna start possibly. Mainu, who didn't. So everybody who didn't start, Mount, they're saying Mount might start tomorrow. So it's basically Yoro, Delit, Shaw at the back, Mainu, Ugarte, Amas right wing back, Diallo right wing back, Amas left wing back, Mount, Bruno, Hoyland. That's what they're saying. That's what's going to start tomorrow. But I think I would start. I would put Shaw as a centre, maybe, and bring Delit on because I don't want him to get injured. We might need him on Thursday night. So start Shaw in the middle and then play Fredrickson here, where Shaw is. And then I would play, instead of Ugarte, I'll play Kone. Play Kone here. Start Mainu, Mount. Fernandez is going to start. He wants to play every game, but I wouldn't start him. I'll let him come on in the last 15 minutes. But who would I start here? Who would I play there? Jack Fletcher. I played Jack Fletcher here. I'm not going to lie to you. I played Jack Fletcher here. And then Hoyland. Then take him off. Or even not start him. I would start Cheeto. So Jack Fletcher. No. What's the other kid? What's the other midfielder? The other midfielder for the under 18. Oh, I forgot his name. Something Ranhouse or something like that. He should play there. One of them should play there. And Cheeto should start. And then you can bring Fernandez and Hoyland on later on. That's what I would do. What would you guys do? Big up Luwani. Luwani's in the house.
Hey, big up Noruddin. Big up Therapy Army. Hey, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, bro. Where are you?
Good. How are you? Oh, yeah, I'm home. Just
Morehouse. There you go.
Just arriving with yeah, I'm home. I just came in. I was out with my wife and son. So
okay, you good? So you're not. You're not in the garage. You're not in the garage tonight.
No, not in the garage today. Not in the garage.
Your wife's gone to the garage. Is your wife gone to the garage?
She's downstairs.
Big up to your missus, bro.
I'm pretty sure she can hear me right now. So.
Tell her we send love. Tell her Therapy Army sends love.
Big up.
You know what? She must be a saint to deal with you, King. She must be a saint. She must be a saint.
You got that right. I'm
going out the house. No. It's just that how you are just driving all the time, innit? You're on the road most days. Is it a bank holiday in the US as well? Is it a bank holiday Monday?
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's May Day, innit? It's May Day, yeah.
Monday,
International Workers' Day.
Nothing I've heard of. So.
On Monday, so in Europe, Monday is May Day.
On Monday, it's May Day. Okay.
Yeah, so
yeah, I
workers' days.
remember when I was back on the continent, we were. It was a big deal, but here I don't know. I don't think people care too much. Maybe because I'm not in the sector and I'm driving. Monday I'm gonna be on the road, so maybe in the sector I'm working in, truckers still driving no matter what. So
yeah, man, big up Imran Nuruddin, say therapy army. We are the URT. You are the URT. This is the URT. Welcome to the URT. Therapy army. Las Piavinia. Come on, therapy army. Big up to you, Luani. Big up Lesso, you good, bro?
big up.
Lesso, you there? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, big up.
I'm
to
still
you,
here. I'm still here.
Yeah. Big up to you, man.
Yeah,
Listen, I don't know about you actually. I'll go to you first. What time is it over there in Southern Africa? What time are we on?
Hi, Jamie.
Lesso, what time is it over there? Can you hear me? That's okay. Luani, what time is it over there in the US? Honestly, you know what you need to do?
It's about,
you need to start
it's about 7-11.
7 in the evening.
It's about 7-11. Yeah, 7 in the
7
evening.
Yeah. Here it's it's 12. It's 11 minutes past midnight.
Yeah.
So 8, 9,
Yeah.
10, 11,
Yeah,
12.
it's
So we are 5 hours ahead of you in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 hours.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're 5 hours ahead of you.
So here it's 1 a.m.
It's 1 a.m. So you're 1 hour ahead of us. Yeah. 1 hour ahead of us. There you go. It's 3 a.m. here. Wow, where's that? Samsu, where are you? Let us know where you are, man. Yeah, listen, honestly, you need to start the YouTube channel, Driving with Luani. I swear to God, you need to start that, Driving with Luani. You just need to get a good connection, a good power in the car with the internet, and you need to tell people about where you're traveling, man, and talk about being a football fan, but being on the road, what's that like for you? And talk about, give people insight into the little towns you go past and drive by, man. You should.
That can definitely be done. Be done. Just 1 second, okay? I'm just gonna tell my partner to lower the volume a little. She's watching a movie downstairs. Sherry, I'm on stream.
Your wife is like, we don't care.
Volume down, please.
Is that your wife? Your wife is like, get back in the garage.
Yeah, she I think she's trying to kick me out of here.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing today? Just give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah, big up. Yo, Trebles, there you go. The link is there. Jump on. Go ahead, Lesso. How you doing? Treble, there. The link is there. Just there. Click the link.
Yeah, I'm all good. It's just that I'm under the blankets as it is. You know how cold it is right here. It's ridiculous. It's been like this since, like I said, since January, and yeah, the weather's all over the place right now. So, yeah, I'm even forced to be under the blankets to actually do this. So, and yeah, besides that, everything is all right. Yeah, we have our unfair share of struggles, but we're okay.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Yeah, so this what I was saying is, listen, I'll ask you first, Lesso. What do you think of the game tomorrow? Are you bothered about Manchester United winning? Some United fans are like, I've given up on the league. I have not. I think there's a big difference finishing 17th and finishing 13th or 14th. I think there's a big difference. So where do you stand on that? Obviously, yes, I want to see some of the youngsters tomorrow.
Mm. No, definitely. To be honest,
that's my son, by the way.
We need a bit of. Hello,
bro. What's his name?
Sadiq.
Sadiq. Who do Sadiq support? What team is this? Who's his team?
Chelsea.
He's a Chelsea fan.
That's good.
He's in
Man.
the mud with us, with the conference in the mud.
I
Listen,
know.
we are in the mud. Spurs and
And
Chelsea are in the mud with
it's
us.
my fault, you know. It's my fault
Yeah.
because he wanted to support United and we're in a very, very bad place. So I didn't want him to be sad all the time. So I said, hey, I just go support another team. This is not the moment. So and he went to Chelsea,
Mm,
he never came back.
yeah. Yo, Treble, I've sent you the link on Twitter. Jump on, man. I've sent you the link on Twitter.
Yeah,
Pick up. We got somebody called Abdi Ali. Talk to me. Abdi
yeah,
Ali,
it's
are you
me,
there?
it's me, it's me, it's me. I'm
Oh, so
using
you
some of the,
Treble. Yeah, yeah.
I'm using my older account, innit? Can you
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, but it's a bit funky. Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
hear,
but your audio. Say something.
can you hear me now?
Hello? Yeah, yeah, can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
We can hear you. Just 1 second. I've just interrupted Letso's answer, and I'll come to you in a minute. We're asking the question, who are you bothered about the rest of the league season? I'm saying there's a big difference between 14th and 17th. There's a big difference for me mentally. So go ahead, Letso. We'll go to Luani, but then we'll go to
No. Okay. Okay. But definitely, man. I think there is a huge difference in that. It does, gaining some sort of consistency and and not just throwing away games. I think it's always a good thing to do that. I mean, you're preparing for the next season at this point. This season is pretty much done. So you're making preparations for next season. I think also integrating some of the young players that you could maybe use, or some you can determine that they need to go out on loan before they can be back integrated into this team maybe in a season or two from now. It's a great opportunity to use that with the combination of being structuring yourselves properly, and that style of play as well, brushing up on it as well, trying different things. I think it's also it's a combination of both. Obviously, I don't want to finish 17th, but I also want to see us try something different. Instead of us doing the same thing over and over again. I think that's what's making people not want to watch, to be honest, because we want to see something different. We want something that's gonna at least get us interested in watching what we're trying to do for the next few last games. But I think pretty much the supporters have given up on that aspect. Right now they're focused on the next season and the Europa match. And that's where most of the focus will lie on. But pretty much that's what I'm hoping to see a few. If we can bring in some of the young players that can be given a chance and can be part of the traveling squad, the Europa League semi-final, and as well as um, the final. That would be a good boost in some way, shape or another, because this transfer market is going to be very tricky. We still have to wait for players to come back, and we have to also wait for them to leave as well, vice versa, because we can't be selling without bringing in players first. That's what people need to tend to forget, I think. That in this transfer market, we have to make sure that we do not sell before we buy. you know, and that's where we went wrong. You saw it in January, you saw it in somewhat in the summer as well. We lost forwards and we never replaced any of them. So we have to be careful in how we go on about this as well. And that's the most important thing. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what we do next. But I'm telling you, these guys are leaving. Ineos are gonna leave soon if the Glazers do not leave. That's the just watch that space. One of them is leaving soon. That's all I'm saying, because the money is drying out. I just heard that the Premier League actually announced that they're not gonna do this whole playing the football games in the different parts of the world type of thing. They've actually shut that down. So the Americans all over who are trying to capitalize over this, American owners who are trying to capitalize this in football, may actually decide, you know what, we may need to cut our losses here because the money is drying up in terms of what they are trying to, how they are trying to franchise this game and everything. So that's
Yeah,
something to watch out for.
yeah, big up. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you, Luani, do you agree? Luani, do you agree that we finish? There's a difference between 17th and 13th or 14th. Do you think there's a difference?
Nope, there's no difference as far as I'm concerned. I've given up on the season just like everybody else, but maybe I'll bet for different reason. But the game tomorrow is always going to be about the second squad. I know a manager have a first team and he have his second team. We want to know what that second team has. We want to know who is salvageable and who's not. So eventually, we want to see the second team play. We want to see like who is who can make it next year, who can we get rid of, or who we can keep. That's all we want to see. So tomorrow, all I'm just want to ask Amorim is let's see the players that he's the ones that we can get rid of next year, and let's see a little bit more about his system. It's a pressure-free game. It's a pressure-free. We have nothing to play for. And if you want to see what his system is about next year, at least he can start giving us a little preview of it right now because there's no outcome. Okay, so yeah, that's all. That's all I'm gonna be hoping for tomorrow. If you can see what Amorim is about, if you can see the B squad, or what the players that are not the French players are all about, then what's the point? We might as well just forfeit all the game. So
I disagree because I think that Manchester United cannot afford to write off any season. I don't think we can ever do that. And I'm not following what the owners are or what Ineos have done. I think there's a big difference psychologically and the way we move forward next season. I think there's a difference between finishing 17th and finishing 13th or 14th. I think there's a big difference. But let me go to Treble. Treble, talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Is there a big difference between 13th and 17th?
Do you know what though? Me looking at it, yeah, finishing 17th would be our very luckiest season ever because other teams around us were very bad. You see where I'm coming from? And to me, the bloke that just said that Ineos and the are sending or Glazers, they ain't going anywhere, mate. We're stuck with them. The only hope that I have, yeah, is just get a replacement for this guy that if it's Jason Wilcox or Omar Barada, one of them two have to go and get a director of football. That's the only hope. Other than that, I just don't have hope. Me, I'm not a fan of this manager, Nuruddin, but I've always said the problems are bigger than him. Not going to solely all blame onto him. But as a football club, we're finished. We're finished. We're not gonna unless something serious happens. We're not going anywhere. That's just my honest opinion, and that's just the honest truth. My bad. That's my take on that.
Ben, thanks for joining us. I hope you're well.
Yeah.
On this late one, man, big up to you for joining us. Listen, I think there's a big difference. I've not given up on the season. I'm saying that, yes, the priority, I understand that. The priority is, with a lot of the fan base, the Europa League. I think even if we win it, it will paper over the cracks. I really believe that if we win it, it will paper over the cracks. And majority of the fan base are in for another shock because the way Ineos are moving and Glinios are moving is mad. Ineosglazer, the way they're moving right now is mad. And I don't think people thinking in 2 years' time Manchester United are going to be challenging for a title. I don't see that. So I'll go to you, Ben. Do you think there's a difference between finishing 17th and finishing 13th or 14th? For me, it is. There is a difference because I think it's a level of what a fight. You have to fight, start fighting now to try to, have something to fight, something like a almost kind of like a thing to go. We never want to be down there ever again for next season. And next season is not next year. The majority of the fans have been brainwashed thinking next season is next year. Next season is 3.5 months away. So where do you stand on that then? Or do you just, like the majority of the fan base, like Luani, or do you just say, right, you wrote it off? Because I think Manchester United can never, as a football club, ever write off a season. But you just written it off.
Yeah, good evening to the panel, good evening to the chat. Make sure you hit those like button and subscribe. No, I think I'm falling towards Luani's point. I really don't care where we finish, whether it's 17th, 15th, 14th. I really don't care. Just like I'm just happy it's got to this stage, because with like Ten Hag's first season, that was like the biggest paper over the cracks season, like you could probably argue, in the last 12 years, because Ten Hag after that season, he was like, okay, hang on, this team can perform at the highest level, but we've regressed so much, and I just think the whole club just needs a complete reset. And what I mean by that is just the whole culture reset, new players. Even though a lot of people would argue the fact that, you know, we haven't got many of those old players left, like Dalot, Luke Shaw. But you know what it is? It just comes down to per recruitment, and if there's per recruitment coming in, then you're just not going to get anywhere as a football club. And you know, all eyes on Ineos really this summer. I don't really care about who we get incoming. I'm just more concerned about outgoings, because I just this squad, even the last like 2 years, like it's just not up to the potential. Like I still think this squad is easily like mid-table, even lower than that. Like it's just a mid-table squad. I just think the mentality of the squad is just so weak. I don't think you can coach out of you can coach them coach their mentality. I think they can only the players we have. I think they can only suit one system, and that's just basically counter attack, go out there and have fun, just a bit like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back in the day. You know, I was basically Ole's tactics was just go out, show play for the badge, and that's it. I've got no tactics. Go out and play for yourself. I think that's the system they suit. But in terms of the league, though, I don't really care about the league. You know, obviously, I think it's so important for Amram to play the kids towards the end of the season, and hopefully we can get a few results here and there. Obviously we've seen glimpses of Fredrickson. You know, obviously we've seen the in heaven this season. I'd love to see Conne start a game, and more of Amas too. So, like I said, it's shit we're in this situation, but it could be a positive as well in regards to like we could start playing the youth, so we can actually plan ahead of our future and going into the summer. So Amber can then decide, right, which youth needs to go on loan, which youth can I use for my squad next season. So I think there is positives in like, which is mad to even say that, but you know, I've always Man United have always been about youth, and I think we need to start using the youth towards the end of the season, and just forget about, you know, obviously we can't forget about our position in the Premier League. You know, it's fucking embarrassing that we're that low in the table, but this is the reality, and the Man United fan base will never accept reality. They just say, "Oh, we're, you know, the standards of the club and all that shit." Bro, the standards of the club have fallen off since fucking Fergie. There's no standards in this club.
Can I just say something on that?
Go on. Yep.
Okay. Big up. Because you made some very good points. Do Ineos have to keep writing off season? Because we've done this with Ten Hag, yeah, and right now Amra's going to get another season, yeah. To me, I have had doubts, and I don't think he should get another season, but I think he's going to get another season, yeah. But if he gets another season, yeah, and it potentially goes tits up, then they get rid of him and find another manager. That's 2 seasons they're written off. Now, to me, Jim the Glazer, yeah, I call him Jim Glazer, that's what I call him, Jim the Glazer, have said on national TV with G Neville interviewing him, he said that he made a mistake with Erik Ten Hag. Now, I know this might be a take that you guys not disagree. I think he's making the same mistake giving Ruben Amorim another season, even if he wins the Europa League or not, because he's had 6 wins in the Premier League when he came in, and he's got 10 losses. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. And I'm not even saying change your system. I'm just saying he needs to start getting. He should have got results, and the results have not been going. It's not like he had loads of injuries like Tanak had. Do you know what I mean? We only had Ahmad out into extent, yeah, and everybody else was fit. Surely you can start getting points on the board. But I know the problems are bigger than Amran, but still, in it, he's supposed to be at least doing bare minimums to get the results. But he wasn't getting that. But then again, he's going to be here next season. So what Ineos need to do next season is back him. Very simple. Don't just hang on up to dry. And this is my concern structure. These guys have not got a clue how to run a football club. And my biggest issue is next season, if other teams improve, people are talking about top 4, top 6. We might not even see top 10 next season, if I'm really, really honest. And I'm very, very concerned for this football club. I don't know where you guys stand, but I'm very, very concerned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. I think even winning Europa League, I think that will paper over the cracks, me personally. Yeah. Jamie Wayne, who they're hiring, another analyst from Chelsea. Let me know. But yeah, this is possible lineup. Let me just show you guys. This is what the lineup is. I would like to see. The only thing for me why I'm going to watch these games tomorrow is to really see who's playing in terms of like the age of the the youth players. I want to see Morehouse. I want to see Kone. I want to see Ahmad. I want to see Chido. You know what I mean? I want to see some of these young players. At least 3 or 4 I would like to see. That's who I like to see. But this is the predicted. This is the predicted lineup. I don't know what you guys think about it.
They put the pressure on themselves, right? Okay.
Yeah. So this is Unana, Yoro, Delete, Shaw, Diallo as right wing back, Amas as the left wing back, Ugarte, Mainu, Bruno, Mount, Hoyland. I actually think you should start Kone. You should rest Bruno and start Morehouse. You should rest Hoyland and play Chido. And yeah, you should rest Ugarte and play Kone. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah.
Start 4 youngsters.
Predicted lineup for tomorrow. It does a predicted lineup for tomorrow. That make Amorim a liar because on record he went to say that he's going to play the youth in the Premier League, all the youth, and then he'll have his own first team. And when it comes to this issue with the Glazer, they went on record and tell us that they will be by 2028. They want to be competing for the league. So I don't think they are in position to write off any season at all. The fact that we're here today writing off the season is just based on the result that we have, based on how disastrous the season is. But as far as United, being a United fan, the reason why I personally say that it doesn't matter where we finish at the end is because when we start the season as United fan, every time we end up in a conference league or below conference league level, it's a failure, automatic. It's a failure. So anything else after that is whether we're 14 or it's just for the semantic. That's why. So
anybody have a problem with this lineup? Who would you change? Luwani, who would you change? There's 1 minute. I'll stay with Luwani and then I'll go to you all. Who would you change? Would you start Chido? I would start Chido. I would start Morehouse as in number 10. He's a youth player. He's quite talented. Mount would start. Kobe would start. Kone, I would play Kone instead of Ugarte. Go ahead. And then I would play Fredrickson instead of bring the lit on later. Go ahead.
It depends. If that young midfielder is fit, the one who was injured, our DM, Toby Collier. If Collier is fit, Ugarte is on the bench. Collier plays. If not,
I don't know. Does anybody know Collier? Is Collier returned yet? Is he training or anything?
No. He's still injured.
He's still injured, yeah.
If Collier is not fit, then I'll put Maino and Eriksen in a double pivot. And I'll definitely start Rasmus because I need to leave in the pressure-free game so he can try to um, I don't know
You know
he
what?
can try to get a little confidence in a pressure-free game. But then I will start Chido come come Thursday. But Rasmus will definitely start in this game. He needs to stick in there a little bit. This is a pressure-free game for him. He'll use it as a confidence builder. Ahmad will definitely start, but I'll probably play him 45 minutes. Just a tune up, give him tune up a little bit just in case we will need him a Thursday. So I will only play him for half. Delete Euro, Shah, no problem. Harry Amas, definitely. And that's about it. Those are the two changes I look for. Fernandez, yeah, 45 minutes. And after that, I can swap him up for Garnacho.
Structure, I'm really worried. Not that game in terms of I written it off in it. It's pointless, meaningless game in it. But in terms of like Xerxes did not have to play against Newcastle in it, and he had time to take him off, and he got injured. And what I'm saying is, I'm worried for Ahmad. He just come back from injury, yeah, and he could be back injured again. I don't want that to happen, but I understand probably why he'll play him because he's going to give him minutes. But Fernandez and what do you call it? Fernandez and what's the other one? And Euro, I would rest them in it because we got a big game coming up. I'll just play Lindelof with De Ligt because De Ligt needs minutes as well. So that's just my thoughts. And Cheeto over Rasmus.
Go ahead, Ben.
No, I think you're spot on there about Lindelof. I think we should rest Euro. I think Euro has played far too much. I think we need to keep him for the Thursday game. I'd probably start Lindelof, Delit, obviously, and Shaw as the defense, and then I wouldn't even start Diallo this game. I just think Diallo's so crucial for the remainder of their games. And plus, I'm not really a big fan of Russian players back and just immediately putting them in the squad. I could see why Kobe Menu is not, that's probably why I could see why Kobe Menu's not been playing recently a lot because he's only just back from injury. So you don't want to obviously have a chance to cause another injury for him. But for me, I think for that right wing back, it's going to be a difficult one because I probably would go with Dorgu, the right wing back. Just give Dorgu another run. He just needs more confidence, get more games under his belt.
No, he's tired. He's exhausted, Ben. He's exhausted. Amarin came out even said he's exhausted. That's why he's playing the way he's playing. He's really exhausted. He is. Amas has to start for me. Amas, keep Dogu on Thursday. Give him a couple of days off. I wouldn't even get him to travel tomorrow.
Well, would you start Ahmad then and the right wing back then, Norden?
Yeah. Or Masraoui. Masraoui's shattered as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
No, I will start Diallo.
He's injured.
I will start Diallo and then maybe one of the other young players.
Right.
Masraoui's not injured. He'll be fit on Thursday. He's not injured. He's just shattered.
He's just shattered. Yeah, he did. Amram did say that, but I'm just worried about Diallo, just playing Diallo.
No. Listen, it's what it is. At the end of the day, he's been fit, so I don't think he can play throughout the whole game. Bring Fredrickson on, something like that. You let Euro play as a win back. You know what I mean?
Facts.
If anything, we can swap Diallo for Mount because in the wing back position he got too much. He will have too much work with those physical Brentford players. He will have too much work to do. So we can swap him for Mount, where he in the 10th position he will enjoy little touches of the ball, giving goals, rather than just running into space and having to take his defender on. And then at that point, we can put Mount at Fernandez and then just rest Fernandez.
I'd start Eriksen this game, the Brentford game. Obviously Eriksen is not going to be part of the squad for the future. So I think Eriksen should definitely start on that left 10, just rest Fernandez, and then start Obi Martin over Højlund.
Yeah, big up. Who you starting, Leto?
Yeah. With me, I think in terms of the striking position, I'd still go with Hoyland and bring on Cheeto, as a sub, pretty much. I still think Hoyland needs a bit of confidence. And after the game that he had, which was kind of like a solid game for him, even though he never scored, he actually had a better all-round game. So to build onto that momentum, it would be crucial for him to play the next game. And then in terms of Bruno, I think Bruno needs to rest. We need to be careful in how we use some of these players right now. I think we can do without him. I always say that these games are good for trying out new things and giving a rest to a couple of players because we've got more crucial games as well coming up. So I think I'd leave Bruno out. I think I'd actually play Ericsson in that position rather. And then when it comes to Diallo, I think we can start him and then we can switch him out and we can switch him off at I think in the second half or something like that. Obviously, he's not fit enough to play the entire game. And as well as Kobe Mino in midfield, as well as Adres Ugarte, obviously, or either. If Collier, I think Collier, they said he's training alone. I'm not sure about that. So I don't think he may be available if he's training alone. But if he's available, I'll play him next to Kobe Mino. And then in terms of defense, I could play Lindelof, and then we could bring in Euro as a in the second half as well, and manage him so that he can be able to pretty much in the next game. He will play in that game, obviously. So it's best to actually bring him on gradually, especially when you come back from injury. You shouldn't be thrown out there. It's a recipe for disaster in terms of that.
Okay.
And we might as well even change the keeper as well. Why not?
Mhm.
Why are people skipping Onana? Onana can also be changed, and we can try buying there.
Or Tom Heaton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, big up, people. Let's get into the notes quickly. Brentford boss Thomas Frank reported fresh injury concern. Has reported no fresh injury concern following Thursday's night's win over Nottingham Forest. The game came too soon for Aaron Hickney and Igor Thiago, while Fatali Jennett and Joshua De Silva, Fabio Cannavaro remained sidelined. Manchester United win back. Nasir Masraoui is ruled out after being forced off during Thursday's Europa League victory against Atletico Club. Head coach Ruben Amorim says players under the risk of injury will not play on Sunday with next week's semi-final second leg in mind. Amad Diallo made his comeback from an ankle issue midweek. Matthias de Ligt also returning matchday squad, while Cheeto Obi is back in the contention after being inegible. I can't say inegible. He's not registered for the Europa League, basically, Cheeto. Brentford's only win in the past 12 meetings in all competition came at 4-0 at home in August 2022. 10 Manchester United's 12 Premier League goals against the Bees have been scored in the second half, with 3 in the past 5 netted after the 90-minute. Brentford are vying to win 3 league games in a row for the first time since November 2023. Victory against Brighton on the 19th of April ended their run of 8 home league matches without a win, drawing 3, losing 5. Brentford have won 52% of their aerial duels in this season's Premier League, second highest figure in the division. The only side with 2 players directly involved in the last 20 Premier League goals this season, Brian Mbeumo. He scored 18 and provided 6 assists, while Yannick Wissa has 17 goals and 3 assists. Mbeumo has scored 11 Premier League home goals this season, 1 more he's combined in total for the first 3 seasons in the competition. Wissa has netted each of his past 3 Premier League appearances. He's never scored 4 in a row. Manchester United have won 7 out of 9 Europa League games under Ruben Amorim, compared to 6 victories in 23 top flight fixtures since his appointment. Amorim's United have also averaged 2.6 goals per game in Europa, but just 1.2 in the league. They have failed to win in each of their past 5 top flight matches, drawing 2, losing 3. Their worst run of 6 for 6 years. The last time they went 6 league games without a win was in December 2000 under the management of Louis van Gaal. The Reds have won 3 of their last 21 Premier League games in London, drawing 3, losing 13, with all 3 victories coming against Fulham. Bruno Fernandes has been directly involved in 35 league goals, 35 league and cup goals this season, scoring 19 and assisting 16. Only Mohamed Salah, with 56 goal involvement, has a higher total Premier League in all competition this term. Fernandes is too shy of 100 goals for United in all competition. Right. This is how they play. Just to give you a little summary, remind you what Brentford style of play is a hybrid approach, combined direct high pressing tactics with period of possession control often in their own half. Direct high pressing. Brentford are known to directly style, where they're launching long balls, playing through crosses. They also press high up the pitch, aiming for opponents into mistakes and winning the ball in dangerous areas. Aerially, they're very dominant, strong in the air, especially defending set pieces where they can win high percentage of area duels. Tactical flexibility, like I said, Thomas Frank is very tactically flexible. He started deploying different formation approaches depending on opponents and the situations. While evolving approach, their core principles, Brentford have been gradually adding layers to their style, including more possession in their own half and more attacking approach. Emphasis on set pieces. They're the masters of set pieces. Brentford also make effective use set pieces. So, yeah, that's the scouting tip. Quickly, I'll go to Luani. What do you think the score is going to be tomorrow? And do you care?
Well, it depends on the team that Amorim put out there, but I'm thinking they'll probably beat us 2-0. Just because Brentford is a team that's very difficult to figure out. You don't know exactly. When you watch them, you have the impression that they're improvising, but by the time the game is over, regardless of who they're playing, if it's a big 6 team or if they're playing bottom half, they always give you a game. So they're physical. So I was looking at them, they're almost like a less quality version of Newcastle, but a little bit more of work ethic. So whatever it is that Thomas Frank is doing, is every year you don't see them in the top 4, you don't see them competing for higher honor, and you scratch your head like what's going on. But when you see them playing a team like City, Arsenal, or anybody, they give them a game. So it's a kind of mysterious team for me. But they do have game winners. That's the issue. They have a Mbuemo and Wissa over there that can win you any game, anytime, especially on set piece. They go in the air and they can stretch you. They can be physical. So tomorrow, I don't know how our defense is going to fare against them. If the elite is playing coming from injury, I don't know how it's going to work out. Look at the shape he's in. I'm not sure if he can handle those 2 up front. So I'll give them 2-0, and it won't matter. I just want to see a performance from us.
Okay. Go ahead, Ben. What do you think the score's gonna be? Who do you think is gonna win tomorrow?
I think it's gonna be 2-1 Brentford. I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet. I do think we'll score 1, but we usually struggle at Brentford's place, so as I said earlier on, I've literally got no faith with this team at the moment, in the league especially. And that's my intake. I think what Thomas Frank has done to that Brentford side, it's been phenomenal. You know, where everyone thought that Brentford were going to go down and get relegated, but this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, if you have a squad that can be coached, then you know life's just going to be easy. And Thomas Frank has a solid squad, like, you know, the likes of Mbuemo, Wissa. You know, even Ivan Toney back in the day. You know, he's got a good squad on his hands, and you can only praise him, like, you know. So it's gonna be hard, like, you know, with it's not a easy place to go to, you know. But I do think we'll keep majority of the ball because normally in our away games we just we do usually silence the crowd, and that's the only thing I can just hold on to. But I generally do think Brentford will win the game 2-1. You're mute.
Go ahead, Lesso. What do you think the score is going to be tomorrow?
Yeah, I actually agree with Ben. I think it's going to be. I was also going to go for the 2-1 to Brentford. I think we will score at least a goal. I think somehow or somewhere that goal is going to come from somewhere. But Brentford are definitely winning that game.
It's
The
kind of
score's going to be
fun,
tomorrow,
right?
Treble. Go ahead, Treble.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
What do you think the score's going to be tomorrow?
I think they'll beat us about 2-1. I'm going to go for 2-1.
You there, Treble?
Can you hear me?
Treble, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear him.
Can you hear
Can
me?
anyone else hear him now?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Treble.
I think this game's going to be 2-0.
Yeah. Okay. What do I think? Yeah, I think for me, I hope he starts at least 4 youngsters. I'll tell. If I see the lineup and I don't see 4 youngsters, then what's the point like watching? That's the only reason why I would want to watch. Like I said, I still don't want to finish. I think Manchester United can fight for 13th. I don't want to finish 17th. It still matters to me because a lot of you think next season it's a year away. Next season is 3.5 months away. So I don't know how we're going to go from 17th to 10th. I don't see that jump. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, I think maybe 2-2, 1-1, 2-1, or maybe we could get hammered again like 4-0 like that. 2022 season.
That's not beyond the realm of reality, you know. When Manchester United is coming to town, it's the occasion for the opposing fan to just come and see us get humiliated. They love that. So
yeah. Right, let's move on to we've got a couple of topics. I really want to finish at the latest one in 25 minutes, half an hour. So let's get into the other topics of the show tonight. Big up to Jamie Wayne. He sent me this. We can go into a little bit. Share the screen. Let me just share the screen. Which one is it? It's this one. So 1 second, people. 1 second. Bear with me. I'm about to share the screen. Jamie Wayne has sent me a tweet that he tweeted. So let me just find it when I share it. Here we go. There you go. So let's share this. Let's share the post. There we go. Manchester United are looking to set to appoint former Chelsea Academy chief Jim Fraser. Jim Glazer Radcliffe sees him as the key catcher to United's plan to sign leading young talent. Fraser boasts a huge reputation for unearthing top young stars. Top young stars, my ass. Okay, name them. And then big up Manchester United analytics. They said, this screams Brexit. Mason Mount, Tabby Abrahams. No, exactly elite talent. Awful decision. Okay, so there's an argument going on here. So basically, the thing that is that Jim Glazer is obsessed with this idea of finding this Mbappe, unearthing Mbappe, and there's zero evidence of under Ineosglazer that Manchester United developing of young talent. I really, 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 really believe that. Like, there is this idea that, so basically it's turning the club into Crash FC, innit? Nursery FC, without any developmental plan. You need proper coaches to develop these youngsters. You need to be bringing them in, taking them out, bringing them in, taking them out, and proper developmental plans. for these youngsters, and there's zero evidence of that. But he's obsessed with unearthing the next Mbappe. So I don't see it. I don't see it at all, and I think it's weird. I really think it's weird. We're on the same thing. And by the way, Jim Glazer is a big fan of Chelsea. He's a Chelsea season ticket holder. Most of you don't know that. He tried to buy Chelsea. He's a Chelsea season ticket holder. Chelsea season ticket holder.
Yeah,
And Manchester United have also employed this week. This week employed an F1 Formula One analyst. Analysts. And I'll get that out for you as well. I don't know. Yeah, let me just show you what this is. Well, let me just show you quickly. Let me just show the people. I was trying to find the link. So here we go. There we go. So Jim Glazer is determined to improve Manchester United database. Mercedes Formula One data engineer analyst Michael Sassoni could be appointed head of Data United. Radcliffe is committed to using Manchester United use a financial strength and believes data is the way to achieve this. Now, let me just say something. I genuinely 100% do not know what the F football analysts are football analysts. Formula One analysts are Formula One analysts. Motorsports and football are totally different. The way you analyze data in football is totally different the way you analyze Formula One. So I don't know what is going on. So look, somebody, a patron just put, why do cycling F1 people never hire football people? Why is he doing the opposite? So somebody put here, big up Red Devil Girl, said, most sensible fans could tell you how to spend better at Manchester United. Yet you want to make a load of staff cuts only to spend it on hiring someone whose passion is not football.
No, then this is where I kind of start getting off the Glazer Ineos train, you know. Not that I was on that train from the beginning, but the now start asking the real question, like why did Jim Radcliffe took over the club? Did he take over to make money, or did he take over to win something? And the way he's going, the way he's moving, talking about young players, he's going to bring in, develop, and then cash out for money. It looked like he came in to make money. And if that's the case, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to end up being a winning club. And that's sad, because then we will have gotten scammed. It's not right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Big up to Ron.
I think,
So Ron said this. Maybe they will put the football kits, wind tunnels, to see if they've got aerodynamic enough to gain 0.0.0.1 for a second of the 50-meter sprint. Yeah. Somebody else, to be fair, wrote this. Let me just see. To be fair, somebody else wrote and said, they said, most sensible fans understand it's not about Formula One, it's about reading the data. That doesn't matter what the sport is. Most of them wouldn't hire a body language consultant for 170k and like to mention staff cuts. Listen, that is one person. Does that mean look at this bootlicker? Look at this bootlicking here, right? Absolute the level of bootlicking here, this person, right? So this here is Ineos propaganda. Because because the Glazers hired somebody as a body language consultant for 175k a year. That means so Manchester United sacked nearly 550 staff who were all body language consultant. You find one. So this is what is called finding one thing that most people will go, ooh, yeah, what's that about? And then justifying that one person to sack 500 people. This is a classic example. No, you have to have a knowledge. I'm sorry to say, coach, whatever coach you are, reading data doesn't matter what sport it is. You have to understand the sport. before you read the data. You have to have a knowledge and understanding of the sport, because you can just read data for any sport and it won't make sense, because you have to analyze the data. And if you don't understand the sport, how the fuck are you going to analyze the data? Explain that to me. Coach, this is an absolute bootlicker here. Oh my God. This is what I talk about. There are sheep and there's bootlickers. Can you see this tweet here? This is unbelievable. Look what he says. It's not about Formula One. It's about reading the data. It doesn't matter what the sport is. What are you talking about? It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have about the sport. So you use the data to put the context into it, because you have an understanding of the sport. And I have never heard getting people from motorsports to go and analyze football data.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. Some people come from a different sport background, so they think that analytic is gonna play the same important role he played in football as he played in Formula One or baseball or whatever. But the core problem we have here is an owner that's here, and we don't know exactly why he's here. He told us that he wants to put the Manchester back into Manchester, whatever. But he's firing people left and right, and then he's talking about bringing youth in and cultivating them. This guy is now I'm suspicious. This guy is probably talking to Todd Bowie, and Todd Bowie is telling him, "Hey, you know what? This is a team that's on autopilot. Every year is gonna make you a lot of money as long as you keep top 4 or you hover below and above top 4. I'm doing the same thing. I'm just selling a whole bunch of Cole Palmer jersey and no ambition, and you'll be all right." And I think that's the same thing that this guy is trying to apply here. You know, I feel a little scammed by this guy. You know, it looks like the same thing that's going on.
Yeah. By the way, that person there with the thing is a hardcore Zionist as well. This coach person, and by the way, who put the LGBT and the Black Lives Matter thing, they're taking the piss out of the LGBT community and Black Lives Matter. They're taking the piss out of it. They're a hardcore Zionist. You cannot make honestly, you cannot make, you can't make this shit up. I swear to God, it's crazy. But what did I expect about bootlickers? Yeah.
We're watching the soul getting ripped out of our club, not just Manchester. The soul getting ripped out of football right before our eyes. Because this millionaire, they are out of touch. They are out of touch. Seeing their decision. Manchester has always, am I wrong, Mudin? You live in the community. Manchester has always been a team that's built on the strength of the community. And what is it that he's doing now? It's all business?
Yeah. No, 100%. So it was working class people in this country who basically started football. It was working class sport started by the working classes. So Manchester United was started by Newton Heath railway workers. So the people who worked in the railway industry, workers who started, and then it used to be called Newton Heath, and then it became Manchester United. Yes, but that's the history of Manchester United. Majority of clubs. Then the churches got involved. So Manchester United, they was a Catholic church. Man City was a Protestant church, and actually, there was a lot of crazy things happening in this country where the Catholics were really hated and persecuted. So Manchester United became a safe haven for the Catholics in Manchester. It became a safe haven thing. So the history of it is very interesting. But yeah, and now the billionaire class have taken over. Everything that's ever belonged to music come from working class and struggle. You know, majority of music comes from like folk and traditional and like singing for joy, and then it's monetized because it becomes popular. But the sport has been monetized by the billionaire class because it becomes popular. Anything, even food, is mass produced and by the billionaire psychopaths. So yeah, big up Tyrone, man. We not see you a long time, brother. Big up to you. But yeah, people. So yeah, I just don't understand this data analysis. I really think you have to have a knowledge about the sport that you're and the data you're analyzing, and you have to put context into the data what you see. And if you worked in Formula One, it's totally different to football. It's totally different sport. That's why I don't understand Dodgy Dave. What is Dodgy Dave? Dodgy Dave decisions have cost the football club nearly 40 million. So Ineos are as incompetent as the Glazers. That's why we're not going anywhere anytime soon, people. And I think winning the Europa League is going to paper over the cracks. But the last section here, so more people to be sacked. That's what we're hearing. That's the news that's coming out. That's the rumours in Manchester. I got a friend of a friend who's working at Manchester United, and he was talking about what the atmosphere is like. And he said he's never seen this. Never seen it. He said the workforce, everybody's tense. Majority of the people from Manchester who are working for the club, they're not the ones who've lost their jobs already. Said the other ones, everybody's just scared. Everybody's thinking, how am I gonna, if I get sacked, will I be able to find a job? Some of them are trying to apply for jobs because they know they're gonna get sacked. So they're trying to apply for jobs and they're finding it really stressful. They're filling in application forms. They're trying to prepare for interviews and also still work for United. A lot of the people actually took a lot of pay cut to work for United. You know that? And then they would get maybe to go to the cup final, maybe get tickets and, get free, lunch on the way to the game and stuff like that, travel covered. And all that goodwill is gone. So Manchester United used to employ at least just under 1,000 people. And now Liverpool are smaller. Liverpool is a smaller city. Liverpool, in terms of the size, physical size in England, is smaller than Manchester United. They employ over 1,000 staff. Real Madrid employ nearly 1,500 people. Barcelona employ over like 1,300 people. So at the end of the day, this is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I've never known slashing majority of the workforce, other than the people who are actually doing good jobs. And because they can pick one person, the Glazers employed, some weird, important banker, the bankers and the Glazers employed, who's a body language. That means you can justify sacking everybody, 500 people, over 500 people, because of one person. I'll go to you, Ben, and then we'll go to Lesso and Luani. What do you think about this? I mean, what he's saying to me is that the atmosphere is so toxic, it's full of fear. People can't believe how the club is betraying them.
Yeah,
I've seen loved.
Yeah, I seen a report there that the next people that he is going to be sacking in terms of the jobs is the scouting department, and although obviously he's sacked like a load of jobs, like the canteen staff, like everyone else really, like you can't be sacking your scouting department. Like the scouting department is the most important thing for a football club, and although obviously our recruitment's been shit over these last 12 years, at the end of the day, like that's on the club really, like for the recruitment system that they brought into post Fergie, not the actual scouting people itself. At the end of the day, like Liverpool, Man City, like all these like top clubs, Barcelona, Real Madrid, I bet you any money they have like probably more scouting employees than us. I think that's 150 people we have in the scouting department, and he's looking to sack like at least 50 to 75%.
By the way, 70. They reckon 70% of those are not full time; they're part time. So there's only like a small part time team of scouts. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, remember Ed Woodward sacked a lot of scouts because they got frustrated because he wasn't listening to them, and he sacked loads of them that could have discovered so many players, so many world big stars, and they sacked. Ed Woodward already sacked some, and now Jim Glazer is going to sack 70% of the people that the scouts that they're sacking. They're part time. But they're sacking another 250. They sacked about nearly 300 people. Another 250 people who actually work, not just scouts, people who work in different departments of the club. Go ahead, Luan. Go ahead, Lesso. Sorry, go ahead, Ben. And then
just to finish up, like at the end of the day, like Ineos and like the Glazers are just ripping the soul out of this football club. And honestly, see for everyone that's been sacked by the club, like honestly, thoughts are always with them. Like You don't want to, you've worked so hard in your life to like obviously work for like the like your best football club in the world, and you actually it's a privilege, and like at the end of the day, like if if your boss comes up to you and says no, you're gone because there's too many people, then honestly it just breaks your heart. Like you lose a lot of love, just not only just you know for your like for like the club, but like just for like the hatred of like both these vultures of these football club we have, and we're just not getting anywhere. Like we're not getting anywhere until we get a full sale, and that's end of.
Yeah, big up. Go ahead, Lesso, and then we'll go to Lawani.
Yeah, I think this is like I've said, guys. This to me is looking like the Ineos are moving like owners who want to either acquire new partnerships in terms of getting new someone they can partner with, or they looking to sell themselves. Because there's two ways about this. There's only two ways, or in fact one way this is all going when you look at it. When businesses are in trouble, right, they always look for either funding, or they look to through either selling their shares, or they look to sell. Manchester United right now is sacking so many people. This is a red flag in any type of operating business. If you're sacking whatever whatever you have currently, and on top of this, let's not forget that if they wanted to be successful here at Manchester United, they could not afford to make any sort of mistakes. They don't have the pockets to be making the mistakes that they are making right now. So as opposed to someone like maybe the Qataris or your Saudi Arabians or all these other guys, the reason being that they were able to go to football clubs and be successful, even though they've made so many mistakes, it's because they have the pockets to continue running the football club. Now, you look at Ineos, they don't have the same amount of financial muscle. This has to give out at some point. Where are they going to get the money to continue running the projects at this football club, or even making it competitive? There's either one way. It's either the Glazers leave, or they leave. I don't see both of them staying for very long. Like this is what I'm telling you guys, that this I've seen this happen so many times, where everyone stretches out of all of ideas. They try and find funding in many ways, but at some point you just can't afford to keep something. You just can't. And in there, you see, even with Sir Jim selling Nice right now, and at some point, Ineos have stakeholders to appease. These guys want their money, and Manchester United at some point is just not going to be raking up as much money as they used to, because if you're not being competitive, you do not, it affects your revenue at some point, and it affects your value, overall value. Manchester United cannot afford to be out of this, competitive space for another 5 to 10 years. They cannot be. So I think these guys, the Glazers, there's always rumors that the Glazers are looking for buyers. I don't think that's a rumor. I think that's an underlining something that's something that may be going on. And if you look at it, Ineos are not going to buy the club either, because they cannot afford the football club. They cannot afford it. If he could afford it, he would
But
afford it.
what do you think it is? What
So,
do you think it is? What do you think it is? Big up Tyrone. So when the new stadium is completed, it has the potential to bring billions every single year. There's no chance, zero chance of Ineos and Glazers that will give that up. I think this is a big, 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 big thing. Go ahead, Lesso.
That's a if. But all of the overall, man, it's discussed, like I say, with the way they've been doing things, bringing on a familiar guy to come on and actually be the data analyst. This is going to be some funny things we're going to be seeing, going forward. They are going to keep making mistakes. This is what I'm telling people. We needed someone with a lot of cash injection to continue this mess that has been created by the Glazers, or rather to rectify it. You need someone with deep pockets, and unfortunately, they do not have it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd just like to come in as well. Like the actual just on the analyst or whatever the Formula One analyst. Like I'm a massive Formula One fan, and I know the guy that they're looking at. Obviously, obviously I follow Mercedes a lot with obviously Lewis Hamilton and stuff. But and he has talked to the press and to the media before. Like, look, he's a sounding off lad. Like, but in terms of like when he speaks to the media, like he's a very like, how do I describe it? Like, you can tell he feels uncomfortable when, like, especially when Mercedes were like struggling at the time. He was actually uncomfortable answering like really difficult questions that he wasn't actually answering the question they were asking, if that makes sense. So I think, it'd be interesting to see if they do bring him in, like how he would actually face the media and stuff. But now, like I said, that what they're doing to the club Ineos is just, it's fucking confusing. Bringing in Dodgy Dave, you know, or Jim saying all the reason they sacked Dan Ashworth is because of chemistry. Like, it's a complete fucking mess, man. And at the end of the day, like, everyone, all these fan channels, like, Man United fan channels, all like say, "Oh, right, okay, let's spend like 2 hours talking about, right, what can Amram do this, what can Amram do that, why should Amram go, why should Amram stay." Focus on the Glazers, focus on the Ineos. That's it. They're the biggest vultures. They're the biggest cancer. They're the biggest issue at this club, and we're not going to go anywhere until they both go, and that's it. And there was a
I'll
report
be
there.
honest with you.
Oh, sorry, there was a report as well. Norton, did you see that Sir Jim is looking to buy Nice? Like sorry, not Nice. There's a 20% stake with someone. So obviously Sir Jim owns like 70% of the club, and I think 30% owns, I don't know, some. I think he's a Saudi owner, but I think he's looking to buy the whole club. So he is, Sir Jim, but he's a fucking clown. So he is, Glazer, the Sir Jim Glazer. So, but carry on, Luanis. Apologies, I interrupted you.
No. I don't really have much to say other than Jim Ratcliffe is not a he's not a dumb millionaire, you know. If he didn't make all that money by being or by taking stupid risk. If he walk into the United deal and spend the money and make the engagement that he made, he probably did his homework. He probably compiled years of data, hired his own lawyer, and hired his researchers, and have think that this is the deal he wanna do. Unless there is a chance that the Glazer cooked the book and lured him into a deal that he didn't know how bad it is. But I'm not sure about that. So we bring me back to the next question. Like, okay, if he walk into this deal knowing exactly what he's going to do, now slashing jobs left and right, and then telling us that his model is not a guarantee, because he's going to grow youth, he's going to develop youth and resell them. So he's not even giving us a guarantee of winning. He's just telling us that he's here to make money, he's here to make profit, and that's something that we fans need to look at and kick him out as soon as possible. If the Glazers, as they claim that the club is bleeding money, the club is in debt. We all know how the club got in debt in the first place. It's their fault. If they claim that the club is in debt, that's why they sell it to Jim Ratcliffe. Why didn't they just do a full sell to the Saudis and then cash out, take whatever they can, and just leave? Why did they give it to Jim Ratcliffe and decide to retain a large percentage of the money, of the share of the club? Now they're saying, oh yeah, Jim Ratcliffe have his own share, and then he's only uniquely responsible for the football operation. That's what they told us. Now this guy is making structural change to the whole entity by firing people left and right. I'm not too sure how firing regular people is also part of running the football operation. But from what I'm sitting, it is almost like Jim Ratcliffe, by his philosophy, by the way he's running the club, that's him admitting somehow that he cannot build a winning team. So he might as well make the money while he still can. Because for the other club we talk about, for Real Madrid, for Barcelona, the Bayern, the staff that they're using, those are teams that are winning. They have a winning culture. So that aspect of restructuring, hiring of hire people, they know that they're not worried about that. As long as they can keep the club a winning club, money will be pouring in. But what Blazer is doing, what Radcliffe is doing right now is just telling me that he saw the project and he doesn't trust himself, he doesn't trust his staff, he doesn't think that he can build a winning culture. So he's just trying to like prepare his way out, but at least cashing out as much as he can. And it's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think we're in trouble, man. I really think we're in trouble. What were you saying? Sorry, Ben. The sound dropped out earlier. That Jim is trying to buy another club.
Yeah. So there was a report on Twitter by a few journalists about relating to Nice, his other
He wants to sell. He wants to sell Nice.
I think it was either sell or like buy the rest of the shares, because I think there's another owner alongside Sir Jim.
The
So
one that I saw, he was saying that he wants to sell Nice and buy Manchester United outright.
Must be that then. I don't know. I need to double check on it, nerd, and apologies, but
it's all right.
But also they're talking about what? They're talking about building the new stadium, right? They think about building a larger capacity stadium. Okay, my question: if you build a large capacity stadium and you fill it up with whatever fans you can convince to come in, if you're not winning, how is that going to balance out? How is that going to balance out? So you expect fans to come and just fill the stadium from all over the world, just tourists or local fans, whatever, and then the team is like a lower table team, and you think it's a good model for survival? I don't know how these people think. That comes back to the fact that they are out of touch. If you know out of touch, if you build a winning culture, everything will fall in place, right?
Yeah. You're mute.
Let us know about your score, please. Let us know, get your score predictions. What do you think about Ineos sacking another 200-something people? What do you think Ineos hiring Formula One analyst and a Chelsea reject kind of chief scout guy? Not scout guy, chief, what is he? Chief operator or something like that, what he was. From Chelsea, who didn't discover jack shit. So yeah, but Ineos was supposed to be only covering football matters, not the whole operation of the club. Red flags everywhere, of course. 100%. Yeah. Well, we don't know yet. But yeah, if you wanted to know about why they're hiring people from Chelsea, because he supports Chelsea, Jamie Wayne. He's a season ticket holder at Chelsea still. He's not giving up a season ticket. He's been spotted at matches at Stamford Bridge. But he said it's Ineos corporate seats. Funny, ain't that? But anyway, people, please get the predictions right. We'll be live tomorrow night sometime, maybe latest this for the match reaction. Love and like to all of you lot. Big up. Already in question, did you see Gary O'Driscoll, the medical doctor, still here, even though he was announced he was sacked? Thoughts on this? Well, I don't know what's going on. I told you listen, Lewis, I told you before he got here, he was what they call him, Doctor of Death. That's what they called him. Arsenal fans called him. And I said, and then they said the reason why he wanted to come back because he's got family in Manchester. Like, he's making it out. London's like New Zealand. London's 2 hours on a train. He earns enough money. He's at least on 200 grand a year. He could get a place for his family in London. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
My brothers, I have a question, right? Why, if this whole thing is just part of a grand scheme to bring back the Big Six club back into a model of that thing that they tried to do earlier, bring all the Big Six clubs out.
You mean kind of the World Super League?
Yeah, the Super League. Because I think they've sat down between millionaire and they think that they can phase out the hardcore fans, right? And then the players, as long as they pay the players will play, right? Regardless of where they ask them to play. So once they phase out the fan, they get a whole bunch of viewership, right? Guarantee money, and they can just start moving the teams around, and you know, for them it will be a model on which they will make money. They will take away the relegation and do like an American drafting, and before we know, it's a guaranteed money for them because they don't have to deal with the local hardcore fan anymore.
Yeah,
Viewership is there. They have a like a gladiator model where
yeah,
it just don't make sense.
yeah. Big up Daniel as well. Daniel made there said Manchester United. I've seen City sell Cole Palmer to Chelsea for 50 million, and they want to unearth the next one to sell. Big point. People, please smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're shadow banned because we shout for the people who are going genocide as we speak. Big up Kneecap, big up Kneecap, big up Kneecap every day, big up Kneecap. F the rest of these morons, Zionists in the media who are criticizing them. F Zionism. Zionism is a death cult. Zionism is Nazism. That's what it is. A majority of Zionists in the world are not even Jewish. Majority of them are evangelical Christians, and the rest of them are Muslims, and the more of them are atheists. So do not, being Jewish and Zionist is not synonymous. Please keep that in mind. We have nothing against the Jewish religion or Jewish people. Zionism, we have everything against. Zionism is a psychopathic death cult. That's what it is. It justifies murder of children, of men, women, elderly. That's what it justifies. So please remember, be anti-Zionist. More love, more compassion in this world. Free Lebanon, free Palestine, free Sudan, free Congo, free Haiti, free Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, free everywhere. Free wherever the people are oppressed, in sort of solidarity with indigenous people from all four corners of the world. Free Ireland.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Free the indigenous people in Scandinavia. Free them all. Free the land. Fuck the Glazers. Fuck Ineos. And if you want to be down with them, fuck you too. And GCSEs or whatever exams do not define you as a human being. So F the exams. Yeah. And F the prison system as well. Yeah. F the prison system. Yeah. But it's not. Zionism is not Judaism. It's not. It's not. That's what they led you to believe. That's the biggest trick they try to play. No, we love, have absolutely nothing but love. Jewish people are all over the world. All over the world. And not there. That Zionist entity called Israel is murdering and is a genocidal state. That's who they are. So fuck them. And if you want to be down with them, then fuck you too. Free the Manchester 10. Abolish prisons. Free the people. Free them all. Peace. We're out. But before we go, actually, make sure you check out Lesso Football TV at Black Rain. Black Rain. Check out on Twitter at Black Rain. On Twitter. Make sure you check out on Twitter or X, Elmore39. Make sure you check out Ben on there, Elmore39. Make sure you check out Mwani Luwani 1979 on Twitter. Mwani Luwani 1979. Make sure you check him out. Big up. Hopefully now you can go back to his missus and the family and see what the film that they're watching and enjoy the rest of his
we were out yesterday. We watched Sinners.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yes.
I liked it. We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And just a quick one as well. It's tomorrow marks another anniversary for the death of Bobby Sands. True hero, true warrior.
Freedom fighter, liberator.
Yep.
Liberation fighter.
Yep, and like I said, what you said earlier, Nurdin, shout out to Kneecap. Seen everything about what they said about Palestine and stuff. And honestly, much loved every single one of them. I've seen them live, and they're phenomenal. But big respect to all of them.
Yeah. People, you need to go out anytime they got a concert. Make sure you go and turn up and support them.
Go.
Big up, support Kneecap. Send them a message if you're on social media. Tell them, show them love.
Facts.
Fuck the Zionist. Fuck Sharon Stone. Or what's her name? Sharon Osbourne, not Sharon Stone.
Oh yeah,
not Sharon Stone. No, Sharon Stone. Love Sharon Stone. Fuck Sharon Osbourne. Love her light. Good night.
Good night.